We have a guest speaker here today that I'm going to announce. His name is DJ Johnson. He is a multifaceted educator and advocate, devoted husband and father, accomplished author, and the dynamic forces behind DJ Inspires LLC. With a life story that is both humbling and inspirational. DJ's journey is a testament to the power of resilience and mentorship. Navigating a difficult upbringing that includes 9 hard years in Indiana foster care system, experiences of child abuse, domestic violence, and emotional trauma. He emerged not as a statistic, but as a light of hope and empowerment. Can you guys give a hand for DJ Johnson?
Hey, there we go. All right, so they were really easy on y'all. Hold on, sorry. Let me turn my mic on. Before I get y'all. Oh, there we go. Check one, two. Hey, there we are. We are here. Get my life together here. All right, so they were really easy on y'all. That energy that y'all gave them was a little whack. All right, so I just want to make sure and tap in with y'all and make sure y'all here today. So can you give it up for yourselves for being here today? That's cool. I'll take that. So I don't want to get started without thanking Captain Walker and the squad and the planning team behind Expanding Horizons. Can y'all give it up for them for putting on this event? You know, it's funny, when they asked me to come speak and do the opening keynote, I was like, man, I couldn't think of anybody who better that could do this, right? It's education and career exploration today. I'm a person who has a bachelor's degree, and if not one wasn't enough, I have 2 master's degrees. And then I've worked in retail, I've worked in fast food, I've worked on TV, I do fitness, I'm a bodybuilder. Like, I've done a lot of things in my life. So I probably can speak to different careers, right? Well, thank you. Appreciate that. Appreciate that love. And so what I really want to do today is just have you think about different things before you go and you start looking at different educational things and different career paths today, as you are going to do. But before we get started, I want to start with this thing. Is there anybody in here that loves to go to San Diego as much as I do? Yes, I got y'all. I see y'all. Y'all my family. I love San Diego, right? Like, if it was up to me, we'd be in San Diego every other week. But my wife is like, that's extra. It's not that fun. I'm like, you're a hater. And so we don't get to go that often. But every time I go to San Diego, I always go to my favorite barbecue spot. Y'all want the plug? Y'all want to know the barbecue spot? My favorite barbecue spot in San Diego is called Bubba's Smokehouse Barbecue in La Jolla, all right? So maybe make sure y'all shout me out if y'all end up going. And so we always try to make sure every time we're in San Diego to go to this barbecue spot. So this particular time, the last time we were there, we order our usual. Now my wife, she's a big fan of mac and cheese and barbecue baked beans. Do I have any mac and cheese and barbecue baked beans fans in here? Okay, cool, y'all feel me? So she's a big fan, right? So we're eating our meal, it comes out, and my wife tastes the beans, and she's like, you know, I'm not really feeling the beans today. I'm just not feeling it. And so she left them, you know, whatever, and she ate everything else. The waiter, who we ultimately realized was the owner, came over to the table to clear our table up and noticed that my wife didn't eat her beans. And so he's all asking, like, hey, is everything okay? I noticed you didn't eat your beans. She's like, you know, it just, something in the beans just tastes a little off today. Like, I just don't understand it just tastes different today. I don't know. He's like, all right, you know what? Is there anything else that I can get you? Can I get you a sweet potato pie, something? She's like, yeah, I'll take a sweet potato pie. He's like, you know, I'm going to go in the back and I'm going to try these out. I'm going to see what might be going on with these beans because I want to make sure that you're happy. So he goes in the back, gets the sweet potato pie. My wife is enjoying her sweet potato pie. She loved it. And he comes out and he's like, you know what? You're right. There's something off about these beans. It's like they put an extra ingredient in it that made it taste a little different. And he thanked my wife for being open and honest with him about these particular beans. I hope you didn't miss it. He, the owner of the restaurant, wanted to make sure that the customer was taken care of. Wanted to be of service to this one customer that he might see just once a year. He thought, I want to make sure that these beans are okay. I want to make sure that these beans are on point for the next customers. And you're sitting in the audience, and I want you to think about, are you willing to be of service to others? Are you willing to explore the educational paths that you're going to explore today and the career paths that you're going to explore today? Are you willing to be open and honest about what tasks you're going to be tasked to do, people you're tasked to serve in life? Are you willing to taste the beans? Are you willing to make sure that they don't just taste good in your taste, that they taste good for the people that are going to taste them after you? That's a metaphor. But whatever path that you decide to go on, I just want you to be reminded that you have to be of service to others. And I don't want you to be in this space today and act like, oh, somebody forced me to be here. I don't want you to be in this space today and say, oh, man, I'm tired. I'm going to just go with the flow. I want you to be intentional. I want you to be purposeful. I want you to tap into why you are on this earth. Tap in. Somebody heard my message, and that's what I'm going to talk to y'all about today. I'm going to help you tap in as you're going out there to your different rotations. I want to help you tap in. And I'm not talking about tap in. I'm not talking about sweetie. I was making sure y'all was paying attention. I'm talking about trends, attitude, and pain. Let me break that down for y'all. So trends. I'm on TikTok. And there's this group that I love right now. It's called, they are called Flyana Boss. Are y'all familiar? No? Y'all don't know Flyana Boss? So they are popular for this. Hello, Christ. I'm about to sin again. No? Oh my gosh, they're like the biggest thing right now. Anywho, there's this group called Flyana Boss. And if you think about TikTok, there are all these different trends that happen, different dances, different things, right? And I want y'all to think about this. Does anybody know what this place is? Have you ever heard of this place? Most people, okay, for sure. So this is called Blockbuster Video and Movies. They had a whole bunch of stuff, right? So when we were younger, this was the thing on Friday night. We go to Blockbuster, we get a movie, we get a video game. There's all these different things that you could get at Blockbuster. Now make sure you return it because them fees were crazy. But we had a good time with Blockbuster, and unfortunately, Blockbuster is no more. Anybody remember this place? Raise your hand. Oh, you're laughing. You're like, we're taking it back, DJ. So I used to work at this place, actually, and Circuit City is like the competitor to Best Buy. So as Walmart is to Target, Circuit City was to Best Buy. Right? And we used to sell appliances, TVs, different things. But unfortunately, this place went out of business as well. And so, do anybody remember these devices? So I was a person that was literally like the get off my lawn person when it came to this. Like, I hated when they started making phones without keyboards. I was like, yo, I need my keyboard. Like, how are you going to have me do all touchscreen? Like, I was mad. Like, I was super upset. I used to have my sidekick. I'll flip it up, flip it back. Yo, what's up, bro? Do it up, Like, we used to be on AIM Instant Messenger. Like, I love the keyboard. But eventually, they stopped making phones like this because the trends went out of style. And so as you're thinking about trends, as you're thinking about what career path, what educational path you want to be on, I need you to think about what's going to be popular 10 to 15 years from now. What's still going to be relevant 10, 15, 20 years from now? One of the things that I always do, I always think about what's still going to be around. Sports. Sports, I feel like, will still be around 10 to 15 years from now. So that's a career path, right? And it's not just you being on the field. There are off-the-field activities, jobs that you can do. I just was working in sports myself, doing stats, working at NBA games, NFL games, working at Fox Sports. Like, there's sports jobs outside of you just being on the field. Medical field. We're humans. We're always going to need to go to the doctor for some form of fashion. So there's always going to be the medical field, for the most part. I would say, I can confidently say that there will always be the medical field, would you say? Yes. But when you think about trends, I want you to think about what's still going to be relevant, what's still going to be there 10 to 15 years from now. As you're thinking about what career you want to do or what educational path you want to take, I want you to think about what's still going to be popping. I almost did Jack Harlow. I have music Tourette's, so if there's a word that reminds me of a song, I almost break out into song, but I stop myself. What's poppin'? Brand new whip, just hopped in, just in case y'all didn't know the song, right? I want you to understand and know what's popping. 10 years from now, 15 years from now, 20 years from now, what's still gonna be relevant? And what's crazy about that is you don't even have to think about the trends now, because if you really think about it, when I was in kindergarten, Twitter wasn't a thing. All these Instagram wasn't a thing. So people made ideas throughout my lifetime, and somebody out here has an idea that you're gonna make that's gonna be popular 5 to 10 years from now. Oh yeah, I'm speaking that over somebody's life right now. You're gonna create an idea that's gonna be popular 10 to 15 years from now. We always need food. Don't y'all like food? Food will still be here 10 to 15 years from now. So trends, think about what's still gonna be relevant. Think about what's still gonna be there, trendy, as you might say, as you are going out today and you're looking into the different educational paths and careers. Is that cool? Trends? Y'all cool with that? All right, so attitude. The thing about attitude is trends usually is out of your control. Like, I'm pretty sure the Circuit City CEO thought that he would be in business forever, and then he realized that he wasn't one day, right? So the thing about trends is that it's out of your control, but one thing that is in your control is your attitude. Kanye West once said in a song, they say your attitude determines your latitude. I don't want to say the rest because it's inappropriate, but you get the idea. Your attitude will take you places. Your attitude will take you places. Let me share a story with y'all. One day I was doing stats. I met this guy, right? This guy ended up going out of town, and he somehow invited me to his going away party. Like, I barely knew him. We knew each other for a couple of months. And I don't know about y'all. Have you ever been to a party where the person hosting the party was the only person you knew? Isn't it awkward? It's so awkward, right? So I'm like, oh man, he invited me to this party. Like, I don't know if I want to go, right? I'm talking to my wife, I don't know if I want to go to this party. Like, I just don't know. She's like, you know what, just go. You never know what could happen. And I was like, all right. So I go to the party, and I'm an introvert. I know you can't tell right now, but I'm an introvert. So at the party, I really wanted to be like, yeah, got to be here. Introduce me to the... Like, I really wanted to do that. My inner child was really wanting to be introverted and not talk to nobody. But I said, you know what, DJ? What type of person do you want to present to the world? What type of person do you want to be? You never know who's in this space, who's in this room. You never know who you're going to interact with, who you're going to talk to. So I think you should have a good attitude when you go into this space. So I go in, and I end up striking up a conversation with these guys. And we're having a conversation, we're talking. I find out that they work at Fox. Anybody following me? So they work at Fox. I'm talking to them, we're having a conversation, and that was it. This was in April of 2018. Fast forward to August. At this time, I had quit my nonprofit. I started my own business. I was technically jobless, but I was building my business at the same time, so I was in a place. And so my friend who hosted the party, he calls me. He says, hey, I don't know what you're doing, with your life at this moment, but the guy that you met at the party wants to talk to you about a job. Y'all missed it. I talked to a person one time, had a conversation with him one time, and the conversation resonated with him so much, my spirit, my energy, my attitude resonated with him so much that 4 or 5 months later, he said, I want to work with him. I want him to work at my job. So I call him back. I say, hey, you know what? I feel like I have a calling on my life. I feel like this might be a test. I'm actually going to have to turn this job down. Is that crazy? I turned down initially a job from Fox. He's like, you know what? Slow down. Like, there's some flexibility. There's some way we can work through this. Like, it's okay. Like, this is a flexible job. You could probably do this and build your business at the same time. I was like, okay, talk to me. And long story short, I ended up working at Fox, and I just quit Fox last year to do my business full time. And so part of being trendy, right, recognizing the trends, you got to do the thing that you have control over, and that's your attitude. Gotta manage your attitude. And I know I'm not the person that's happy all the time. I promise you that. But the reality is I try to treat people how I want to be treated, and it's gotten me a very long way in life. And I want to offer that to y'all today. Is that good? All right, last but certainly not least, my favorite, and that's pain. Pain has such a negative connotation to it, but I want to try to flip pain as much as possible. And I'm really not talking about the pain that you get when you scrape your elbow. I'm not even talking about the pain that you get when you break your wrist. I remember I played football. I broke my wrist, and the doctor, remember, like I said, he didn't even numb me. I go to the doctor's holding my hand up, and he pops it back in place. I was like, ah, what are you doing? I'm not talking about that type of pain. I'm talking about the type of pain where your mom chooses drugs over you. I'm talking about the type of pain where your dad walks out of your life and is not involved in your life. I'm talking about the type of pain where the family, the people who love you the most hurt you. How do we deal with that pain? How do we manage that pain? I can't tell you that when I was going through a situation where we were downstairs watching a movie and my mom was upstairs trying to commit suicide, I can't tell you that that story in that moment in that time was going to be a story that I was able to tell people to help them through their pains, through their struggles. I can't tell you that my dad being in my life when I was a kid, at that time that I knew that I was going to use that pain to help anybody out here whose dad is not in their life, and I could tell them that that doesn't matter. You could be anything that you want in this life. I can't tell you that my stepdad beating me, sending me to school with a black eye, whipping me with an extension cord, doing all of these hurtful things to me. I can't tell you that as a kid that I thought that I would be telling that story as an adult, and now it would be helping me help other people with the pain that they're going through. As you're tapping in and you're recognizing the trends and you're recognizing the attitude, I need you to understand that your pain can be purposed. I need you to understand that that pain that you've gone through in your life is your power. It took me a very long time to understand that. I promise you, when I went to events like this when I was your age, I would be in them seats, and I'm like, there's nothing this motivational person can tell me that's going to change my situation. Because I've been through it. My mom chose drugs over me. We went into the foster care system. My dad wasn't in my life. Me and my siblings split up. I have siblings I haven't even met before. My life was crazy. But I'm standing on this stage as a person, and I shared all of my accomplishments before, the 2 master's degrees, multiple jobs, multiple careers. I'm telling you right now that your pain is your power. And in order for you to tap into your pain being your power, I need you to forgive. That's the first step. And forgiveness doesn't mean we're letting the other people off the hook. No, they did wrong. They will reap what they sow eventually. But that forgiveness allows you to move forward. Man, I just wish I had somebody in here. That forgiveness allows you to move forward. Because we're trying to tap into the greatness that we're called to be in. We're trying to tap into the person that we are destined to become, that is going to help the person waiting on us to become. When y'all were younger, y'all were waiting for me to become the person that I've become. And now I'm sharing my story with you. And I can't wait to hear the stories and hear the ways that you're going to impact this world and the careers and all the different paths. Whatever you decide to do in this earth, I cannot wait until you're in position to help the people that you're called to help. I can't wait until you acknowledge and recognize what trends are out there. I can't wait until you recognize that your attitude is your latitude determines your attitude. I can't wait until you recognize that your pain is your power. Tap in today. Tap in today. I need you to tap in. Be purposeful, be intentional, ask questions, arrive to the career path that you're going to go into because somebody is waiting for you to become. Tap in. Yeah? Tap in. Yes.